Oh yes, these Russian manicures. Have you guys seen these videos? They're really beautiful. They're very aesthetic. I do have problems with the Russian manicure. I think the premise has a lot to do with that you're not using a lot of solvents, a lot of chemicals to sort of break down the skin. And there's really an emphasis on the cleaning and the prep process and using really a Dremel bit, like a little rotary tool to get under that nail fold, which is this part of your nail right here. This part that's closest to the base, right? That's the fold of your nail. And then they actually trim that with a little cuticle scissors. I mean, it makes your nail look beautiful and it makes it sort of feel like it's lasting longer. But in the long run, it's not a great idea to expose it to air because that is where potentially bacteria or fungus or yeast can kind of enter under your nail. This is also a very important part of your nail. This is where the matrix is, and this is where the cells are created that create your nail. This is where it grows out of. So if you traumatize this area, you could affect the ability of your nail to grow out normally forever. And also I think they're saying, oh, we're not using solvents, we're not using acetone, we're not using any of these chemicals, so it's not gonna thin your nail. Well, yes, but that tool that is really filing your nail down is just as abrasive as a solvent or a chemical that's gonna break down that nail. And those nails thinning does not mean that that will be permanent. Because your nail, if you're healthy and you have a healthy diet and you're doing well, it should actually grow out eventually. If you have a problem with the end of your nail or the distal part of your nail, that's due to chemicals you've been in or traumatizing your nail with like getting a lot of manicures and maybe like using a lot of ingredients that are gonna kind of thin your nail or pulling off the gel manicures or acrylics or something like that. But if you have a problem here, the base, that's when it's harder to treat because there might be something going on internally that is internally here. Maybe you've traumatized it or internally in your body. So I get it. You want to have your nails look nice. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel confident, but just try not to overdo it and try not to damage this back part of your nail. That's the most important.